Hey, this game's got a lot of dialogue. We're gonna watch some of that. Let's get started.
Captain of the Unreliable. Hmm.
I am employed by the Retirement Department of Spacer's Choice. That's fancy talk for working in the cemetery. Name's Silas, junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Hey, I earned that fancy title. Started off a lowly junior gravesite builder, then junior interment engineer. Oh, and I was a junior burial assistant for a time. The rate I've been working, I'm bound to earn a promotion. Must be about 50, 60 burials away from associate in humor. Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer?
Depends on the work.
Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see?
You're making people pay for their own graves? I mean, that's what we do here.
Company policy. If it was up to me, I'd put the whole town 10 feet under, free of charge. Quotas, mostly. Got a backlog of graves to fill. Bodies won't bury themselves, you know?
I'm not really sure if I want to go collect the fees, honestly. Alright, catch you later. Employment community. Spacer's Choice. Hmm. What is this? Dehydrated water. Oh, right. That's right. I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty. No elevator music. No nothing.
Seems we've got a guest.
Okay, I was gonna look at
Really
your
now,
stuff
Papa,
first.
I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. You were saying, Miss Holcomb.
It's just what Bess needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just old. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
And I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. Personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct. My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you?
Company code of conduct.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform. Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
Okay.
Oh yes. Saw someone put his hands on a regulator while the power was running. His legs were still twitching when we buried him. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
It is coming out on Switch. I'm wondering how it's going to be able to keep up. Not that the Switch is a bad console, but it's just, it's not as powerful as a lot of the current gen stuff out right now. But, I mean, they swung Witcher on there, so I'm sure, like, sure it's possible, to be honest. Elder Scrolls, too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, on PS4. The superior console. Let me say mostly abandoned. Okay.
You're the first stranger to wander into town in an age. Scripture tells us that nothing happens without reason.
You're a man of faith, Reed?
I do not attend the good vicar's sermons as often as I should, but yes, I am a scientician, born and raised. And
Scientician.
my faith tells me that hard work and difficulty fortify our spirit. Well, this is hard work I ask of you, but there is a reward at the end of it.
You have 4 PS4s for 3 people? What? What are you gonna do when the PS5 comes out next year? You're dropping at least $2,000. Code Vein. I looked a little bit into Code Vein. It's got those Dark Souls like esque vibes, but I suck at games. I don't know if you noticed, considering I died at like the first 2 enemies the game throws at you. But I suck at games, so I don't know how far I would get into Code Vein. But yeah, shoot, I'll take it. PS4, PC, whatever it's on. Pokemon is coming out in like 2 weeks though, and that is going to take up literally all of my attention. I love Pokemon, man. Love Pokemon. I got Kai sitting right up there. You see her behind my Spyro figure. Her name's Kai. Taking her to a lot of states so far. She's getting a little dirty. And we'll be going to someone else eventually. You're good people. You're good people. Okay, anyways, back to the dialogue. Alright.
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
They're so by the book. These guys are so by the book. I love it. You mean marauders? Marauders aren't people. There's so much dialogue option here too. And what I really like, it doesn't have like the Paragon and the Renegade or whatever, the light and the dark or whatever. There's no indication. There's just like, how do you want to respond? And then they'll react from there, right? There's no morality system to like keep check. It's just like your reputation with the company, right?
I am not trying to pull one over on you, friend. You were bound to run into them sooner or later. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
If you want me to solve your deserter problem, I charge by the head. I'm not a bounty hunter.
Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years.
No kidding.
If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations.
Should I insult him? None of what you're telling me is my problem.
Neither do I. The fault was entirely mine. I pushed them too hard. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go. and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town. Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership. That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. But I am ready to make amends if they are willing to return to the fold. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented, and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
You know, I don't see a Mrs. in front of that salutation there.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
So I'm super surprised by. I mean, maybe it's all an act, right? But I'm super surprised at how forthcoming this guy was for being like. He looks like part of a mafia. Honestly, he kind of operated like part of a mafia. I'm sure Holcomb. I'm sure she'll give me some insider knowledge there. But yeah, I wasn't expecting him to just straight up be like, yeah, well, that's my fault.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk.
Oh, well, yep. All right, what do you want?
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me.
I beg to differ.
It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
Yeah, see, that's what I was guessing.
Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Okay.
About if what Mr. Thompson proposes to do is upright. Leaving Miss McDevitt's folk to their fate. Their neighbors. Kin. And maybe he can think of something else to try. Something we ain't. He used to go walking outside town. Maybe he found something that'll help. It's just an idea. That's all. The mission's on the east side of town. You can't miss it. On account of it being the only clean thing. Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Okay. Too clean. So what I'm curious about is how many dialogue options do our companions have? I know they can interject into conversations and things from what I've been reading.
Yeah, huh?
But do they have their own interjections and stuff? No, it's kind of like Mass Effect right now. Okay. Yeah, they'll interject, but from what I was reading, so each character has their own kind of, or each companion has their own kind of stats. I'm not sure if I can look them up. But so if they're say they're like me and they're very like persuasive, then they'll interject a lot more in conversations to steer them in different directions. So as far as dialogue goes, like it's pretty expansive. Um, from what I've been seeing on like before you buys and stuff like that.
And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
The quickest way out of town.
They who are not satisfied with their work are satisfied with nothing. No. How about, work fortifies the spirit. True exhaustion awaits idle hands. The OSI teaches that the Grand Architect set a perfect system in motion at the beginning of time. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in that grand plan.
Yeah, what does that stand? OSI teaches.
The Order of Scientific Inquiry, also known as scientism to the layperson.
Scientism. Scientology! It's real. It's real. For a small donation of 100 grand, you could find out why.
You don't talk to the Grand Architect. Once the universe was set in motion, it stepped back. It has no concern for us.
Sorry, my sister had texted me. Okay, so they worship a god that doesn't care about them? That's interesting. Pretty weak religion. Follow preordained plan. Sounds like a lot of fun. I want all these questions to be answered. Yeah, what is there to aspire to?
We will eventually decode the plan and all its intricacies. Once we are able to deduce the properties of every particle in the universe and its trajectory, we will know everything. The future, the past, each person's place within the plan, all will be laid out before us, removing struggle and bringing peace. No one will ever need question their path again. Some even believe this ultimate knowledge will unlock mankind's true potential, and we will all become akin to grand architects ourselves, after a fashion.
Okay, well that makes more sense.
I would love to discuss the finer points of my religion with you. Oh, wait. No, I wouldn't. Seriously, though, to truly understand the metaphysics involved takes years of study and contemplation.
I know how you knew I was an outsider. I got tentacles hanging from my arm.
What? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do? Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice?
So it does show possible options, even if you don't meet the requirements for it.
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to... One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts.
Books.
I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
A handsome sum, you say?
What? No, I don't want to burn it. I would never... I mean, I just want to... Look, I have a very simple goal here.
Heretical texts.
I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
Viva la revolution.
It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark... It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man. Not many in this colony could understand it. Thank you.
Interesting.
Something you need?
What you think?
You mean about the mission being too clean? I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell the machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a... It just comes off cold to me, is all.
I'm really impressed with the dialogue options here. There's actually like some depth and some like debating of different ideals. You're not just a blank slate, unopinionated character, you know? Which, I mean, would be surprising given the nature of the game, but usually the options are much safer, either yeses or nos, good or bad, you know? Which it does have as well, you know, but it's more so like straight to the point, blunt, questioning, or opinionated are usually like the couple of options I see in those dialogues. Which I think is a much better take. It requires a hell of a lot more writing, but this is just the game I was expecting, hoping for, really, given the track record of recent companies. Can I just take things from here? Cool. So I wonder if you get drunk enough that you'll actually... This is just awesome. If you get drunk enough that you'll actually start having, like, your screen... Oh, no! God, I suck. It's fine. Honestly, it's... Oh! Oh, no, that's her. Not even that big deal. It's not even that big a deal! Path.
Keep it quiet.
Well, yeah, no shit. I'll keep it quiet, alright. Bop! Bop! Yeah, you coward. Bop! Bop! Move! Big booty. Big booty Judy. Whoa! Did his head go flying? Oh. F for him. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. I don't think that was worth it, but it did feel good. He almost downed me in one clip. Big ouchie. Alright. Yeah, his head went flying. Where's all his body parts? He's completely gone. Dang. Alright, cool. Well, we got some stuff. I got some ammo. A little more than what I spent, so that's good. I think I'm gonna love it.
So that's all the time we got. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.